Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you are all doing well, my dear sweet friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series. Here, of course, on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said about Chelsea on the media, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, of course, asking for yours. Yes, guys, I'm back at the desk. I will return to the old format of standing and presenting with the high editing style while things are going off. With Lukaku, with like football matches, Kunde, Tammy, Abraham. It makes it easier for me if I do this format because I'm doing several videos a day. But of course, I will return to the old way. This is the way. Soon, you know. I spent too much on the camera to leave that format behind. But there's lots going on, friends. I'm going to take you through it today. Anyway, many of you said you like this style anyway, so I'm going to take a sip out of my Hello Handsome mug. And we're going to get into it. Today we're talking about Thomas Tuchel's press conference, what he said about Lukaku and his players, including the likes of exciting young Trevor Chalobah and Tino Anjorin. So it'll be very exciting to look into that and react to it together. I want to talk about this sensational Tammy Abraham to Atalanta story, which would be an amazing transfer for him in many ways. I'll get into that. And an update on Lukaku. Miguel Delaney's just published a article on it. So we've got a lot to get into, friends. A lot to get into. So make sure you subscribe. Like I usually say, hit the bell notifications icon to keep yourself updated on what's going on, and drop a like to help me out, boys. Good evening. By the way, this report is by Adam Newson. Good evening, welcome to the live coverage of the game. So yeah, this obviously is in response to Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Tottenham Hotspur, this post-match presser from Tuchel. I'm going to start at the bottom actually, because it's the bottom up. Yeah, make sure you go check out my match review if you have not seen that yet. Right. Nuno speaking about Harry Kane. We solved the situation internally. Thomas Tuchel is here. This is what we want. Romelu Lukaku latest. Thomas Tuchel said, "I will not talk about other players who don't play in my squad. He's a fantastic player, but he's an Inter player, and I will not talk about him in this situation." There's more in a moment. You can imagine lots of players want to come and join, but we will not talk about that. He also talks about should have winning the game. That's match review stuff. This is interesting. Trevor Chalobah, could he stay in the team? Poignant question. We know him from Lorient, had a great loan season last year, and he did very well in pre-season. As he wanted to continue in the back three, it was a good match. I'll be very interested on what Tuchel's actually thinking, because he obviously knows, the Ligue 1 very well. He'll know Lorient. He knows he's done well there, and he's seen him be pretty darn immaculate in the back three, playing right back as well in that game. He's been very good, Trevor Chalobah. It was interesting to see him start in a back three with Rudiger and Zuma. That's like the starting lineup was very, very strong. This is an update on Tino Anjorin, who of course looked like an absolute baller in yesterday's game. He trained so well for us in the last year, but the race for the top four was on, so we had many decisive matches. He showed his quality in training all the time. When the season ended, we agreed he stayed for pre-season and he'd get the minutes he deserves. Unfortunately, before the friendly, Tino tested positive. Yeah, he got the virus and really suffered. You could see that today. It was his first time he was back on the pitch, and it was a lot for him to play 30 minutes. He was unlucky with the situation. Honestly, I can't really judge him, and what I saw today was very promising. Again, he is strong, confident, creative, assists, and scores a lot of goals in training. Interesting to hear he scores lots in training. I wished he had a chance to see him against Peterborough, Bournemouth and Arsenal, so he could really make a statement. Now the season starts again, and he suffered without having a responsibility for it. So the situation is maybe a bit unchanged for him. Disappointing to hear that. First of all, we have to be very careful about him. Well, it's disappointing, but it's realistic, isn't it? Think about the amount of attacking midfielders, wide forwards Chelsea have got. So many. Ziyech scored 5 goals in pre-season, and he's like a fringe player. So, Tino Anjorin, he does look mustard, though. If you saw him, dribbling, he's so strong, fast, technical, close control with the ball. Very, very good, very exciting. Not overly excited in the Ross Barkley situation. No disrespect, Ross. Yeah, this is really interesting now. Would you say no to Romelu Lukaku? The question. The board isn't offering players. That's not how it works. We talk to the board about the players. We have our own players. And in the end, we target players who, in our opinion, can make the squad strong, which is quite a challenge. There are some players that we think can be good target and improvement in our squad. I will not comment on the names. I don't like it when other coaches speak about my players. I think there is another... he did say something else about Lukaku, about him wanting to be in the squad. This is very, very telling, though. Do you need another top-class striker? With the exit of Olivier Giroud, we could use a player who plays with their back to goal. And means we can add this direct style of play. It's the sort of profile we don't have in the squad, and that could be useful. But not for any cost or not panic. Whatever happens, we will be competitive and we will trust our guys. We have young players in offensive part of the game that demand... we demand improve. We demand improve, but he'll be talking about Werner and others forwards to score. We are relaxed and we are aware of the situation at the same time. The way he's describing that player who can play with his back to goal and hold up in direct play because Giroud's gone, that is an elite version of that. Is of course Romelu Lukaku. He was asked another question about apparently Lukaku's agreed to join Chelsea in theory. In principle, the contract, and Tuchel said something. He laughed and was like, well, everyone wants to join my squad. We're the champions of Europe or something, which I like that. There is a little bit of arrogance with that, and why not? You are the champions of Europe. He was like that before the Champions League final in that interview with Sky. He was like, yeah, we're going to win. Why not? Why not be like that? All right, let's move on to the next story. Lukaku and Spark Zapata and Abraham domino effect. This is Marina Granovskaya at her greatest. Let's have a little read. If Romelu Lukaku joins Chelsea, then Inter hope to do a deal with Atalanta for Duvan Zapata. Jesus, I'm sorry about that. At €40 million, while Tammy Abraham could replace him in Bergamo. Much like the one with Christian Romero towards Tottenham Hotspur, the domino effect is about to pick up speed again, involving Atalanta. Okay, Lukaku has informed Inter he will accept the Chelsea offer with the wages of €12 million per season. The Stamford Bridge are reportedly, €130 million. I don't know why Marcus Alonso is still at the deal. I don't think he is. Report Inter want 130 million cash, and they're asking agent Federico Pastorello to make it very clear that Lukaku is asking to leave. Ooh, interesting. Look, we want to hear about Zapata. Well, not so much Zapata, but we want to hear about Tammy Abraham. Instead, Sky Sports Italia point them towards Tammy Abraham as a different option. So this is for Atalanta to replace Zapata, who would go to Inter. Tammy Abraham is reported a meeting between Atalanta and the Blues could take place on Monday. That's because the Serie A giant killers will be in London for the weekend for a friendly against West Ham. Interesting. Abraham won't turn 24 till October and already has 1 goal in 6 senior caps for England, which is decent. He's a product for Chelsea. Yes, he scores a lot of goals. I just want to talk about this. This is a cool move. A lot of Chelsea fans are frightened about Tammy Abraham going to Arsenal. Well, not all, because a lot of Chelsea fans want him out, sadly. I don't necessarily want him out, but I don't think he should be leading the line. Two different things there. Also, Danny Ings has gone to Aston Villa. So that Ings season, #Ings season, has ended. But that'll be cool, man. Tammy Abraham scoring goals for Arsenal doesn't really sit well for me. Tammy Abraham going to Serie A, to Atalanta, a super attacking side that score a lot of goals, and scoring goals for them, that's really cool. And it's a nice story. He's like best friends with Fikayo Tomori, isn't he, who went to Milan. And that's a really nice story. Atalanta and Milan are about the sort of same level now in Italy. That would be really cool. Like, they've obviously both come through Chelsea Academy, played in the first team for a bit. It didn't work out, so they go and live this story in Italy. I think that's a really cool story, personally. And ultimately, if he has to go, Tammy Abraham, then why not go to Atalanta? That's a super dope move. Similar to like Dortmund, when I was saying it would be really cool if he goes to Dortmund. Atalanta, Dortmund, cool attacking young youthful teams. I don't know how young Atalanta is, but they're, they play like they're young. Alright, let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. Let's have a look here. Ooh. So Miguel Delaney wrote this article on The Independent. Romelu Lukaku transfer. Chelsea and Inter Milan just £10 million apart on valuations, with the salary agreed. This is interesting, so yeah, strap yourselves in. There is now a difference of around £10 million in the positions of Internazionale and Chelsea over Romelu Lukaku, with conversations ongoing. The European champions have already made 2 verbal offers and set their position, with the English club understood to be ready to pay up to £130 million. That is a lot of money. What's that, €150 million? That's nearing what they were, well, apparently... Erling Haaland was €175 million. Sources connected to this situation say that it is Inter to have to make the decision, but they are now seen as close enough to do business. Interesting. All other aspects of the deal have been agreed, with Lukaku set to earn $250k a week, which, by the way, is fine. People were talking about like Haaland coming in and earning $400k a week and all this kind of stuff. $250k a week for a 28-year-old elite goal scorer is absolutely fine. Chelsea reportedly were going to offer Eden Hazard $400k a week to stay, which obviously Hazard was world class, the best player in the Prem, and he had like a special connection to Chelsea, so you can understand that. But I'm so fine. I thought that was going to be an extra 100k on that, honestly. 250k I'm totally fine with. A week from Chelsea, the Belgium is excited about the potential return to the club he long had unfinished business with, but would be content to stay in Serie A. Well, you say that, but, Hakimi, Conte, Lautaro Martinez could all go, and that would be a bummer for him to be the only one, like, elite one left. Inter's situation is complicated by Lukaku's very status, and are aware that there would be an outcry and commercial repercussions if they were to sell Serie A's biggest current star. Of course, he won Player of the Season. At the time, they do desperately need money due to financial issues suffered by the Suning owners, which is why it is ultimately about accepting a politically agreeable offer, which is a lot of money, essentially. That's what that means. The Italian club offloaded Achraf Hakimi to PSG, and Conte's gone, and like I said, Lautaro Martinez might go as well. With a politically acceptable offer, I want to show you guys something quickly. I haven't actually prepared this yet, but the Inter Ultras have put a banner. I don't know if it's outside the San Siro or not. But, let's just quickly show you this. So this, here. It's, what does it say? It says, Romelu Lukaku banner from the Inter Ultras at headquarters in Milano. Board, pay attention. Promises should be kept. The Inter Ultras are very upset with the idea of losing Lukaku, because I think the promise was, we won't sell Lukaku. we'll sell Hakimi because we're skint, and maybe Lautaro, but not the MVP Romelu Lukaku. And now the Ultras are very upset about that. Maybe this whole political thing is the 130 million is just too much to turn down, and maybe the Ultras will be like, all right, we can buy 5 players, or like not three elite players with that. I'm sure if they bought Zapata and 2 other players, they'd be like, do you know what I mean? Especially if Lukaku wants the Chelsea return, which reportedly and seemingly he does want. Anyway, really interesting. Lots we got into today, guys. Obviously, keep it locked, because as more news stories break regarding, Lukaku, Jules Koundé, I will be reporting on it here on Football Therapy. So make sure you're subscribed and have the bell clicked. And drop a like as well. That would mean a lot if you could drop a like. And see you soon. Enjoy the football. Peace.